Hi, I'm Mike, founder of goodbed.com. Today we are here with a Tuft Needle mattress, and we're excited to be sharing this with you because Tuft Needle is one of the most well-known companies in the online mattress space. They've done an outstanding job of bringing new attention to the mattress category, and they've also been really prominent on Amazon. So have gotten a lot of people's attention through that. So we're excited to share our experience with this mattress with you, and as always we'll share with you kind of who we think is a better and worse match for this particular mattress. So let's start with just a quick overview of what's actually in this mattress. And in the case of the Tuft Needle, it's a very simple construction. You have just two layers here, as you can see. It's a 10-inch mattress in total. The top 3 inches are a very soft polyurethane foam that contains both gel and graphite. And you can see just how soft it is when I press on it here. Whereas the bottom layer is also polyurethane foam. It's 7 inches, and it's a very firm support layer. So it's really kind of they're very diametrically opposed, these two layers, but of course they're here to perform different duties. This top layer is where you're going to get your comfort and your pressure relief, whereas this is where you're going to get more of your support. So that's the reason for it. And then we don't often mention the cover in a lot of cases. Well, we don't always mention the cover, I should say. In this case, I will mention the cover because it's definitely different than other covers we see. It's much thinner. I think that's the first thing you'll notice. You can even see through it. Now, I think that the company explains that it's very breathable. So I think that's the reasoning for it. But I just thought we'd mention it because I'm sure that's something you notice right away when you first get the mattress, is that it's a very, very thin cover. So you may know that the Tuft Needle mattress comes in only one softness level, but what you may not know is that over their 3 to 4 year existence, Tuft Needle has actually changed that softness level substantially, becoming softer over time. In the early going, they got a lot of complaints that you may still see online, particularly among side sleepers, for the mattress being too firm. Under the current construction, I would expect that to be much less of an issue, because this mattress is, if anything, to the softer side of medium. But it will depend a little bit on how much you weigh, how you're going to experience this mattress. And the reason for that has to do with this 2-layer construction that they have. See, what happens is the top layer is very soft and the bottom layer is very firm. And so depending on how heavy you are and therefore how close you're getting to that firm layer, that is going to affect how much overall softness you're experiencing. And there is no transition layer in between like a lot of mattresses have that kind of smooths that out. So here, if you're, say, substantially lighter than me, you might consider this to be more like a medium soft. For me, as someone who's almost 200 pounds, I'd probably put this more like a straight up medium. But it's interesting to note that, and in any case, I think it's important to note that what you see online in terms of the reviews of this mattress may differ from what you'd be getting when this mattress arrives at your house. So now we're going to talk about which types of sleepers would be best suited for this mattress. And when we talk about that, we always start with the 2 things that everybody must get from their mattress, which are back support and pressure relief. And we're going to talk about those 2 things together because what you're really after is a mattress that provides you with the best balance between those 2 things. Because sometimes back support and pressure relief are almost at odds with one another in how you experience a mattress. So we'll start by taking a look at my experience on this mattress, and then we'll shift to what types of other people's experience might be. Okay, so just for context, I'm about 6 feet tall, not quite 200 pounds, and I'm predominantly a back sleeper. So I start my assessment here, and in my back position, I am definitely feeling well supported. You can see that my lumbar area is well supported. There's no gap here, but I'm not feeling a hammocking sensation. So I'm definitely feeling very well supported in this position. I'm going to just switch over to my side here. And this is really where the pressure relief comes into the story too, because on your side is where you're most likely to experience pressure points if there are any. But first I'll talk about back support in this position. And what I notice is My back support is pretty good in this position. And again, I don't spend a ton of time in this position through the night, so it wasn't an issue for me. I do notice that the top of my spine is a little bit upward tilting here, which means that if my shoulder were allowed to sink a little deeper into the mattress, then I think I would probably be a little bit better aligned. It's a relatively small point, again, did not cause me any issues, but if I were predominantly a side sleeper, that might be a different story. Now, in terms of pressure relief, the same would be said there, because in this case, again, I feel like the same thing that's preventing my shoulder from sinking down further from a back support standpoint is also meaning that my shoulder is in effect resting on that firmer support layer. It sort of sinks through this soft comfort layer and then rests instead on that firmer support layer, which means I'm not quite getting the benefit of the pressure relieving capabilities of this top layer anymore. And so in that sense, I definitely feel like if I were predominantly a side sleeper, I could be experiencing some pressure related issues here, particularly if I were heavier than I am. So that's something to consider. On my stomach, I feel like overall this is pretty good. I do worry that if I were significantly heavier, that my middle section would be sinking a little too deeply into the mattress, which would cause my back to overarch. But for me, not a big issue. And again, I don't spend a ton of time in this position. So that's overall my assessment of the back support and pressure relief of this mattress. So just to summarize all of that, I think that back sleepers overall would be pretty well served from a back support standpoint on this mattress. Where I have the most concerns from both a back support and pressure relief standpoint would be with side sleepers who are heavier than I am. However, side sleepers who are either my weight or less, or who have narrower shoulders than I do, I think would probably be okay from a back support and pressure relief standpoint. As far as stomach sleepers go, my biggest concern would be those who are heavier than I am, who might experience some sort of hammocking in the middle of this mattress. One of the preference-based criteria that we always cover when evaluating a mattress is cushioning depth, because some people really prefer to sleep on the mattress, and some people will prefer to sleep more in the mattress or be kind of cradled by it. This mattress is really somewhere right in between. It's not really either per se. We're showing this bowling ball here because we've used this for comparison in other videos we've done, so you can get a little bit of a sense on a relative basis of how much this 16-pound ball sinks in when it's lying on the mattress. But you can also just tell from looking at me on the mattress, again, I'm not quite 200 pounds, and it's really kind of in between. I'm not really floating exactly on top of the mattress, but I'm also not sinking too far in. It's just a medium cushioning depth. Another preference-based criteria that you're going to want to consider when choosing a mattress is responsiveness, which is our fancy term for how much slow response memory feel does it have on the one hand versus fast response bounce on the other hand. This mattress has no memory foam, so it certainly doesn't have a memory feel at all. So we're just going to really describe to what degree it falls on the bouncy side of that spectrum. And it's an interesting thing because I think that the surface of this mattress has more bounce than the base of the mattress. So what you'll experience is a surface amount of bounce, but not really a deep amount of bounce. And I'll illustrate what we mean by that. So if I drop the bowling ball, which is 16 pounds, there's a decent amount of bounce there. Whereas if I were to plop myself down at 200 pounds, there's really no bounce. In fact, I kind of just drop to the floor. So it's really not exactly a bouncy mattress, but there is a little bit of kind of surface bounce, if you will. So now we're going to move on to what we call priority-based considerations, meaning these are things that mattresses can be better or worse at that may or may not be a priority for you. And the first of those is motion isolation, for which we have a little demonstration here to show you. So here's our 16-pound bowling ball, and I'm going to just drop it on this side of the mattress. And as you know, this is an all-foam mattress, so there isn't really a lot here to be able to transfer motion from one side to the other. So that's why you're not seeing that bowling pin move very much at all here. No surprise there. So in general, we don't have a lot of concerns as it relates to the motion isolation characteristics of this mattress. One concern people have about all foam mattresses sometimes is the ease of repositioning. So we just want to cover this quickly. In general, this is not a mattress that is difficult to move around on, and that's due to the fact that the foam here is not memory foam. It's actually a rather quick responding foam, so it really follows you as you try to move, and therefore ease of repositioning is not likely to be an issue for you on this mattress. Another consideration for many mattress shoppers is edge support, and this is an area that tends to be a weak point for all foam mattresses. So as you can see here with this mattress, this is really no exception to that. As I sit on the edge of the mattress, it dips considerably. So of course this is not going to be a deal breaker for every mattress shopper, but if edge support is a really important criteria for you, we want to make sure you see how it does. Again, this is not necessarily the most representative test, but since I do this way every time, I always stick my shoulder blade right on the edge of the mattress, and what I sense here is a distinct sensation that I'm kind of being drawn towards the floor here. So that's just, again, a symbol of the edge support here not being necessarily one of the strengths of this mattress. Another consideration that's important to many mattress shoppers is the degree of natural materials that it contains, or maybe even more so, just the lack of possibly harmful chemicals that it contains. Now this mattress is not made with any natural materials per se. It's 100% polyurethane foam, which is a petroleum-based product. But what they have done is they've had all of the foam in this mattress certified to the CertiPure standard, which is a standard put out by the polyurethane foam industry to measure for certain harmful chemicals and certify that they are below some minimally acceptable threshold in that particular foam. So that is certainly some reassurance that you can take as it relates to the kind of health and safety of this product. So the next consideration we're going to discuss is temperature. And by that what we mean is that your body may not actually feel the same temperature on every mattress. Now this is an area where there's been a lot of innovation in the last several years of the mattress industry, or maybe more so, a lot of marketing innovation. What we can tell you about this mattress as it relates to temperature is it's an all foam mattress, which in general, all foam mattresses are not going to sleep quite as cool as mattresses that have more airflow, such as innerspring mattresses. That being said, there's a number of steps that Tuft Needle has taken to try to make this mattress sleep cooler than other all foam mattresses. They, for one thing, have infused in the top layer both tiny gel beads, as we showed you, as well as graphite, both of which are conductors. And so theoretically, both of those should have some temperature reducing effect. Gel in particular has been around longer, and it's been known to have a small benefit as it relates to temperature. The second thing that they've done, they claim to use oversized foam cells in their foam, which I think is kind of another way of saying lower density foam, which I guess theoretically makes the foam a little bit more breathable. And then the third thing that they do is by having only 2 layers in the mattress, they're very conscious of how much glue they use in the mattress, which in their view has a big effect on how much air is allowed to flow up and down through the mattress. We can't speak really to how effective that is, but we wanted to at least point out it's a step that they've taken to try to increase the airflow. If you look at the reviews of this mattress on this issue, it's mixed, and I think that speaks to the fact that everyone's experience with temperature is going to be very different and going to be dependent on many, many factors that go well beyond the mattress. In general, what we advise people is that if you're someone for whom temperature is not generally an issue in your particular sleep environment, then you're not likely to encounter temperature-related issues on this mattress. But if you are someone who's prone to sleeping hot, then an all-foam mattress might tend to sleep hot for you. Now this mattress might sleep not as hot as some other all-foam mattresses, but it's nonetheless something you ought to consider. Now, unless you live in Phoenix, where Tuft Needle is based, or in San Francisco, where they also have a showroom, you're not going to be able to try this mattress before you buy it. So you're going to want to pay attention to the return policy. And in this case, Tuft Needle offers a generous 100-night in-home trial with completely free returns, meaning you'll get a full refund if you don't like it, which is very typical of the other online mattress companies. In terms of the process for returning, they urge you to donate the mattress. Now, having attempted to donate mattresses in multiple states, I can say that that actually is a much more difficult process than you might expect. Not only to transport the mattress to a place of donation, but also to find a place that is willing to accept a mattress as a donation. That being said, Tuft Needle does offer their assistance in the event that you can't find a place readily to donate the mattress. And I do believe that Tuft Needle has good customer service and thus is likely to help you out with issues that you encounter on that regard. So overall, I think the return policy is something that can give you a lot of comfort in terms of trying this mattress. Now, another consideration that's going to be important to just about every mattress shopper is value. And when we think about value, we always think about what does it cost, what's in it, and how long do we think it's going to last. So the Tuft Needle starts at $600 in a queen size. And for that, you're getting a 10-inch mattress that's made of 100% polyurethane foam, the top 3 inches of which are a 2.8 density foam, and the bottom 7 inches of which are a 1.8 density. And I mention those densities because when it comes to predicting how long a mattress is going to last, conventional wisdom is that density is one of the best predictors of a foam's longevity before it just sort of loses its resiliency. For context, 2.8 density is about half of what you might find in a high-end memory foam mattress like a Tempur-Pedic. But at the same time, I think that this mattress for a lot of people would be sufficient for their needs. And at the price point, which is an excellent price point, we think it compares very favorably to other options that you have at that $600 price point. Things like IKEA or what you might find in a local mattress store at this price point. So overall, we do think this is a very good value. That being said, as it relates to value, we do have one issue with a lot of these online mattress companies. And Tuft Needle just happens to be amongst the most aggressive in this regard. And that is in terms of exaggerating the amount of value that you're getting from their product. This is not a mattress that would cost $2,000 or $3,000 or anywhere near that amount in a mattress store. As an all polyurethane mattress with 2.8 pounds as its maximum density, that's just not where this would be priced if it even existed. But again, it's not to take away from the fact that this is a good value, but we do want to highlight that you're not saving nearly as much money as these companies would like you to believe. And again, we don't mean to single Tuft Needle out, but we thought it was worth mentioning here because I do believe that they've been the most aggressive in promoting this message in their marketing. So just to sum up some of the things we've covered here today, the Tuft Needle is a nice, basic, well-made mattress at a very low price point. We talked about how if you are someone who's a side sleeper who is heavier than me, then you may run into some pressure relief or even back support issues on this mattress. We also talked about how if you're someone who really likes that memory feel, you're not going to get any of that on this mattress, nor are you going to get the kind of bounce that you would get from an inner spring mattress. We talked about how if you're someone for whom edge support is a critical consideration, this is not a good choice for you. However, if you're someone who is looking for a mattress at this price point and wants a good value, we do think that this is going to be suitable for a lot of different types of sleepers. And if you match the criteria and considerations that we covered in this video, we definitely think it's one that you should consider. So we hope you found this video helpful in determining whether the Tuft Needle mattress is a good match for you. If you're still not sure, we definitely urge you to go to goodbed.com and take our mattress match quiz, which you can find right up in the header of any page of our website. This quiz basically will walk you through all the same criteria and considerations that we covered in this video, and ultimately will show you the mattresses that best match your needs and preferences, both online as well as in the local stores in your area. In fact, after you've taken the quiz, you can even navigate to other pages of our website, such as for the Tuft Needle mattress, and see your match score for this exact product. So that's all. We thank you for watching, and we hope you sleep well.